Otsukaresama. Welcome to Shiitake News. I'm happy to have you. Welcome back. If this is your first time here, we put these videos up. We try to do them daily, and we run a little site to put all the stories we talk about in one spot. First up, eating veggies helps anxiety. Eat them if you can. Veggies are good for you, and my recommendation is that if you don't like a certain vegetable, could be because you're not preparing it right. Ever since I came to Japan, I started discovering that there's a range of vegetables and a whole way. I've never eaten a huge daikon radish, which is a horseradish, which is like a 2-foot long radish. And it tastes disgusting by itself, but there's a million ways to prepare it and a lot of good things to make out of it. I recommend, if you don't like something, find new ways of cooking it. Because they've linked that eating veggies and fruit actually help your anxiety. It helps it by a significant amount, about 24%. And I think that's just feeling healthy. The body needs certain things. I'm not saying go vegan, God no. But the body needs certain things, and if you're not having it, it lacks that. It's like not having enough sunshine or not going out in the sun every once in a while. You're lacking something, and you have to make it up some other way, either supplements, but veggies is probably the best way to go. Anything green is good for you. Fruits on a daily basis is not bad. I would eat more fruit if it wasn't so expensive here in Japan. Like an apple, one apple is like $1.50, which is higher than it was back home. A watermelon is like $15, give or take, and that's a small one. And even the melon's about the same as a watermelon. They're both really expensive out here, but they're delicious. And if you do get a chance, try to get those. Nothing but good can come from eating right. But we'll leave it at that. If you know what this is from, this is a potato, by the way. If you know where it's from, then you'll probably get a laugh out of that. Up next, ducks are ready for war. Now, there's a locust spreading throughout Africa right now, and peace was never an option. It is a geese, by the way. But there's locusts spreading around Africa right now, and they're eating up farms, and they're eating up their even some of the things that they've already harvested and stuff that hasn't been harvested. And locusts eat everything, and they eat everything quickly. But China has a plan on how to help their neighbors with ducks. They have 100,000 ducks ready to eat locusts. Now, I used to think ducks were kind of useless. My grandfather lived in Mexico, and he had ducks running around his house, and he had all kinds of stuff running around the place. But I asked him, "Do we eat the duck eggs?" He said, "No." I was like, "Why are you looking to get more ducks?" And then he said, "They eat the scorpions." I was like, "Oh yeah, we need more ducks." It turns out that they eat damn near everything. They're okay with eating scorpions, and apparently they're okay with eating locusts. So a duck can eat about 200 locusts a day. So that's their solution. They say that these biological way of dealing with things are better than any chemicals or spray or bug repellent. So I'm excited. I hope it works. I honestly do. If we have too many ducks, we just have a ton of Peking duck coming from China, and China's not doing too well. So if they have nice, fat, plump ducks running around, that can't be a negative. Especially Chinese know how to cook a duck. Good God, it's good. But I don't want to talk about food. It's like 1:30 a.m. and there's nothing to eat around here. Well, there is, but the virus hasn't gotten that bad. But anyways, yep, this is their solution for now. 100,000 ducks. They're on standby, and I'd like to see a video of them going at it. That would be fun to watch. So if you get your hands on a video, please let me know. Send me an email, and I'd be excited to put that on the site. Next up, Flippy. Flippy is a new employee that works for $3 an hour. And he doesn't take days off. He breaks down, which is why he costs $3 an hour, because he has every month they have to pay $2,000 for his subscription, basically. There's something that they're experimenting with, and he cooks. He has cameras to tell when the burger's ready. He flips it when it's ready. He has his station all set up for him, and he works pretty effectively. I mean, he can move around right when it needs to be done. He times it just right. The fries are always on point. He can have as many eyes as he needs to have, and he never gets tired. Andrew Yang was talking about this earlier, and he was talking about how automation is one thing we have to take into account for. What happens to the day when we no longer need people to do certain things? We can't have a huge unemployment group. Maybe these machines work for less. Maybe we find a nice renewable source energy or a source of energy that keeps them going. What do we do then? Human beings cannot survive without a purpose or work. I think the thing that completes a person is work. Not working kind of makes you incomplete, lacking. You usually try to fill that hole or that void with something else. The most miserable time of my life is usually when I that I can think of was when I lost my job, or when I changed jobs and I had nothing. I couldn't find a job in this new country, and I was like, for a short while it was misery. I hated everything about everything. I felt incomplete. But what happens when these machines take over? Andrew Yang was coming up with ideas, and at least that conversation was going to be had if he had stayed in. But unfortunately, he bowed out, and that can't be helped. So we have these to look forward to. Now, all I'm hoping for is that they cook a good burger. I hope they do a good job. I hope Flippy is the chef we dream about. But yeah, that's coming up. Look forward to it. Look forward to it whenever you go to McDonald's or whoever. I think the cost for one of these is $4,000 to set up. It used to be $10,000, but I think it's like $4,000 now, and $2,000 monthly subscription, which is considerably cheap comparing to what a salary is for a typical worker. We'll see where it goes, but yeah, keep an eye on that. If you have any thoughts or ideas, or if you see one, let me know. I want to see one. They have one out here in Japan that serves ice cream, and it's on point. So if the burger guy is as good as the ice cream guy, it should be exciting. I as long as it brings the price down, I'll be happy. That's all I gotta say about that. GOP 2024. Now, everybody's going to be riding the coattails of Trump if he does a good job. He's probably going to get reelected. I don't think I'm doubting that. I'll probably ask, if you're going to vote. I might vote for the guy. I kind of like what he's done so far. But if he does win, that means there's going to be, he hopefully leaves on a good note, like a strong economy. We averted the coronavirus crisis, and he did a lot of good things. So now they're talking about who's going to be up next. Now, normally when the president leaves, it's usually the vice president who's up in who's at the top of the list, because there's the second person. The president did a good job, so the vice president should be able to keep that up since he was already in office. So Mike Pence is looking to be the president, or possibly president, for 2024. But Nikki Haley here, who was the ambassador to the UN, is a strong option too. I think she actually kind of get excited about thinking of her as a president. Of course, we have both Ivanka and Trump Jr. as well, but this is going to be the front runner, and everyone else can duke it out and see who comes out on top. But Pence is, I don't know, he plays it so cool. Hopefully he's in charge of the coronavirus reaction right now. So let's see how he handles that and how he does. He's a good backup. He has the president's back through and through. But as a lead, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But that's one thing we have to look forward to. The craziness that's going to be 2024 when Trump's out and everybody's fighting for them keys. Good luck to both of them. We'll see though. Still talking about this election. And top of the news today, peace in Afghanistan. They signed a deal. They did a trial last week for 7 days, and they said if we can tone down the violence, let's talk about a peace agreement. And they signed a peace agreement. Now, it's not like an immediate withdrawal. We're not going to leave there for about 14 months. And during that time, they're gonna see if the Taliban can hold up their side of the deal of not escalating or not starting any trouble. And if they don't, we're gonna go ahead and move on out. In about 14 months, so it's March, so let's say May of next year. Hopefully, we're out of there, or we're completely done there. They move on, build up the country, and hopefully there's peace. That's great news, to be honest. There's a lot of unnecessary violence. There's no benefit to anyone aside from those who want money in this squabble. Yeah. I hopefully everybody comes home safe. Hopefully nothing interrupts the peace agreement. Hopefully everybody keeps their nose clean and stays out of trouble. But if it does, then I'm excited. Peace is, pray for war, but be ready for peace. So when peace comes around, you don't turn your back to it. I know the saying's the other way around, but I like it my way. We're gonna keep it at that. Next update will probably be on the coronavirus. Thank you very much. Have a good night, and お疲れ様です。